when a self-empowered woman meets, mingles, tingles, and gets to have, whether it's dismissive avoidant, fearful avoidant, or those who have attachment avoidant wounds and more, depends on what words we want to use. I don't like to use words meaning labels, but what I'm trying to get to is the people who run away. Okay, so self-empowerment is because your inner child is with you as a whole inner child. I don't project any unfinished business because I don't have any. I'm a mature, emotionally speaking human being who uses my prefrontal cortex, and I'm in my default mode network because I'm an integrated brain and a restorative embodiment. So my ding, 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 ding bell is very great at discerning. And that's because my full-fledged mammalian heritage is a securely attached human being. Anybody can be there. They do need to want to do the emotional lifting. And that's the part that what you find out, I'm 44, so I found out already as a teenager about less emotionally in tuned men. And yes, their denial and defensiveness when justifying their emotional reaction. And as a teenager, I already knew about Jesus, thank you, and forgiveness, and God. And even though today, as a 5D mystic in the Enlightenment Soul Age group, not all of those lovely people that are part of my same journey see the same, all right, because they think yoga brings demons out of you. They think tarot cards is, evil. They think Reiki masters and Reiki is an evil energy when it's not. Energy is energy. But they will use those, ancient textbooks in the way that they do. And that's where our 3D, 4D community is at. Okay, so the 5D community, we have the capacity to know of our left chit chatter and our emotional stuff. So we want emotional, mature relationships. And that's why we talk. So we don't cancel or block. And that's because that's for people who do not know healthy self-boundaries. So the people who cancel or block, they're the ones who actually don't even know how to discern, and they don't know how to have what is a straightforward conversation. Okay, so as a teenager, I learned what that meant. So let's first look at discernment. The frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. And I learned about this from not only, again, my lovely mother gave me secure attachment, my differentiation of the self stayed, and I have a twin. And so I learned all about fighting like a little cat and dog with my sister, and none of us were defective. So my awareness was determined in the state of true authority and true equanimity because of not losing myself or remembering where I come from and what we are, this way, the mind, divine masculine, the divine feminine, the body. And when you meet an actual divine masculine, that divine masculine will be a healthy, self-worth, emotionally available, accountable human being who has their inner child in the forefront. And you know why I know? Because I know one of the healthy, self-worth, divine masculine. And every human has, the ones of you who are mystics, you know what I'm talking about. Some people don't believe in the feminine masculine energy, and they also don't know it, but I want to get into this yet. Not this one. Long story short, though, healthy self-worth people, what it is that they know their worth because they're not looking for your approval. Well, the 0-1-year-old isn't saying, please give me a thumbs up, okay? So we get to believe in ourselves and be ourselves. That's what an inner child that is whole and healed will do. Once you have either reparented or you've gained awareness, my mood, I'm not going to use my mood. So I'm going to become emotionally aware, accountable, and a self-regulator. And I'm not going to be reactive or in a charged state when I'm having what is a social interaction. If I want to withdraw and completely ghost the person, I don't use those words, but they would be, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to be quiet for quite some time because I'm not. And that's where you can begin, to use your mind wisely. And every person will do that if they want to. And fearless and bold. It's not about being in each other's face, but it is about consistently communicating. Relationships are built by being connected. And that's not through silence or monologues, because that doesn't mean anything, okay? And therefore, what is going to happen for a self-empowered woman when we meet those people who don't know how to speak? Okay, so for one, it's not something that we will be crying over for who knows how long. Of course, the emotions come up depending on how you're surprised or not surprised, because this is where, for me, I build relationships over time. So once I know you, I'm expecting that we have mutual respect. That means that there's going to be a conversation. Now, as a teenager, I learned about emotionally mature people. And then as I grew up, I started to notice that people didn't know how to handle talking. And one of my friends showed me why. And so I knew already of clown faces being clown faces because of insecurity. And now I'm attachment trauma informed, and in fact, it's the same. So one thing is for sure, though, they're not actually curious to conclude a relationship in a way that gives clarity. But for self-empowered women, we won't seek that level of clarity, because step by step, when somebody is beginning to walk a line that is pretty much a drunken line with their emotional reactivity, we're going to ask at least some questions. And at a certain point, there will be the friend zoning. We've talked about this one before, which is why it's a gift. Why is it a gift? Because, see, I'm here as an inner child who's happily building a snowman. Okay? And so when you have an oversoul, in this case, I'm also a mystic, but I could put the mystic to the side because I'm a person who enjoys building relationships without the need to attach. This is why the solo polyamory journey is not one that is couple-centric focused. And when you're securely attached, you're emotionally mature. So you're not seeking partnerships in an effort to feel fulfilled or to feel loved, because love is within you already. You're enjoying relationships. And so empowered women are not going to crap on somebody. I hear plenty of women, they are resentful, and they are still resentful, and they use a lot of detachment wounded information online to label people versus to feel bad, one, for a person who's not getting good therapy, and then two, to just move forward and be happy that you found out something that could help you, and then furthermore to get into doing your own emotional maturing, which is the other part. And so for us, we build 5D relationships. We build the inner growth journey for you to be yourself. And it is all about your emotional maturity. And the tone is what gives it away for you. Because when I noticed my 3-year-old tone, and when I noticed my body, it's because I'm self-aware. I'm self-reflective, but not with the inner critic. That's for the shame cycle people. I'm self-reflective with the inner growth mindset. We expand because I and you have a relationship. There's self and other. I know I'm not defective, and you're not defective either. This is the point of why I know how to share a 3-year-old Floor. Again, I am raised with a twin. Again, equanimity and flexibility. So I hold others the way I was held, as Terry will point out, good therapist. And when you see empowerment, you will see that it's consistently a human being who is compassionate. Kind is an interpretation from those who are emotionally mature. Those who are emotionally immature will not see you as kind, because you are going to have a unflappable, I'm standing in my power, and that is exactly why what you will get is projection. Now, when that happens, that's what gets a self-empowered woman into the, is really good, we're just friends, because your attitude and your mannerisms are completely off track. And that will not be I'm interpreting. No, by the time I figure out that you are doing this, which is I'm not figuring it out, you're actually behaving in a certain way, I will address it in the most direct way possible. And I've done this more than just in romantic relationships, in any relationship, because projection is from a teenager from Cusco land in the world of a self-empowered woman. And I didn't have attachment trauma information, but even with it, a person who is in structural dissociation, as they're coming at you with falsities, you're going to know, because they're completely out of the way that they do formulate. It's accusational. So when I formulate, I try to have conversations, and it's a very different way. And it's only if another person is wanting to have the conversation. So friends is a gift, because the minute that I've been able to gather something's up, and you get defensiveness and you deny, I'm not going to really have any questions at all. Actually, now I know I have a person who doesn't know how to tell me the truth. So all I know is you're not emotionally available now to yourself, mentally available. I'm not going to try and have you work with me. You need a therapist, not me. You need to go somewhere to get that unfinished business taken care of. I'm not your therapist. I'm an emotionally mature person who wants an emotionally mature relationship. So it's all good at the end. That's why friends is the best gift ever. So tune in for more.